Dear Pastor Bob, should Christians listen to bands that support gay marriage? I really enjoy listening to U2, but recently discovered they support same sex unions. As a follower of Christ, is it okay for me to continue listening to U2? Am I being too judgmental? Yes, you are. We struggle with these issues, and Christians kind of have their favorite sin of the month. This has been a favorite sin of the decade. I remember growing up, nobody even mentioned it, and now all of a sudden we're taking hard stands against this particular one. There are many. I'd love to see people take as hard a stand against, well, sex outside of marriage. Some of the same people that I know that, you know, are very vocal about how they feel about same sex marriage are sleeping with their girlfriends, are moving in with each other before marriage, are, violating a number of things. If we're going to talk about sexuality, you have to talk about it from a foundation that really makes sense. To pick on a whole group of people and their sin and not seeing your own is kind of like the beam in your own eye that the Bible talks about, because it really comes down to that. You see, any kind of sex, same sex, opposite sex, whatever, outside of marriage, the Bible says is a sin. Is one worse than the other? Well, no. All sin is the same in God's eyes. All sin is destructive. Sin pays its servants, the wages are death. All sin. So, with that in mind, and if you're not going to listen to any bands because they sin or that they have a particular area that they're maybe opposed to you in thinking, you're going to have a pretty limited music collection. And that includes a whole lot of Christian bands. I know a lot of them. I know a lot of them are in sin. I am. I don't go a whole day without doing something wrong. So I think the Bible, when it talks about that God looks at our hearts, man, what an exciting thing. I'm so glad God looks at my heart and he knows my intentions because I mess things up. I think you have to do that with bands too. What are the lyrics saying? What are their hearts? Personally, there are some things about U2 that I don't support. Um, some of their viewpoints and stuff, but man, I love their music. Great band. If I were going to start limiting all the bands that I listen to because of things that I know about them, and being in this industry for so long, I know way too many things, a whole lot of things I wish I didn't know. But if I were going to let them stop me from listening to bands, I'd have a very limited collection. But let's take it one step farther. Let's take it out of the realm of music. We really do a great job in judging people, and we don't know where to stop. We judge on the smallest things, and then the biggest things, and then it gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, and we're judging these minute things, and we're kind of spending our days judging everybody else and wiping people out, which is exactly why God tells us, your your priority is love. Love, love, love. Love God, love your neighbor, love yourself. Why? Because we suck at judging. We don't know where to start. We don't know where to begin. We don't know how to do it, in any kind of a foundational way. And we don't get it. We judge according to our own tastes, our own standards. We judge according to the things that we don't struggle with, and get upset with everybody else that does. That's why this is such a slippery slope. When we start doing this, it doesn't stop. The list gets longer. If we would concentrate on loving people instead and choose your song lyrics accordingly, um, our lives would change around and those people around us would change too. Well, I know I'm going to get people that will be upset with me about, why do you support U2 and why don't you get upset about gay marriage? And, I haven't commented on any of that, and I'm probably not going to. It's not the point. The point is love, love, love. I'm going to keep saying it. I'm going to keep um, giving you that advice because that is the answer. When they asked Jesus what the greatest commandment was, he didn't say, judge your neighbor, judge, yourself. Make sure you're judging people and make sure you're letting them know how much they're in sin, you know, which I think a lot of people say, a lot of Christians say. Now he said, love God, love your neighbor, love yourself. What kind of love? Unconditional love. The kind of love that doesn't judge but loves unconditionally. That's important. Well, folks, let the comments begin. God bless you. Have a great day.